Good morning guys, hi, my name's Tom Bates, founder of Mind Game. Thanks for tuning in to this blog. First of all, what I really want to do is thank you to everybody who became the first 35 membership fans of Mind Game on Facebook. You can be expecting through email a free gift from Mind Game from myself, a free introductory coaching session, so thank you very much. I also want to thank every single one of you who emailed in with well wishes and those that called to say well done. And thanks for getting this site up on board. Love the site, found it very helpful, and I really just want to give a little bit back to those people and everybody else who might be tuning in around the country to this YouTube upload. Is that actually one of the main aspects of what I do, the central philosophy that I hold, is that the secret to living is giving. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean when we give, when we truly give, when we try to help others from the bottom of our hearts, there is an energy that is created. And that's not some sort of magical, mysterious energy that I'm talking about. I'm really talking about physiological, spiritual, psychological, emotional changes that happen inside of us when we open up our hearts and we give to other people. Because I believe that when we share success, when we share energy, when we share positivity, great things begin to happen. Goethe, the philosopher, wrote that boldness possesses magic. Begin it now. Boldness possesses magic. Begin it now. When someone steps out and is bold with their aspirations to achieve something, all manner of unforeseen events seem to unfold in front of him. So really what I wanted to post this morning and start the ball rolling with this site is that, one, are we aware of the thoughts that we have day to day, week to week? How do those thoughts that we have create and affect the feelings that we experience? And how do those feelings that we experience affect the behaviours that we exude and we put out there into the world? Now that's very special, because that gives us a key to understanding the science of achievement. If we understand that anything is possible, if we only know what we want, and part of the series that I'm going to be uploading to the YouTube channel is actually, it's not about knowing exactly how you're going to do it step by step. Getting clear about what you actually want in the first place is the very first step. And that might sound like an easy thing to say, but some of us, it's so true. Some of us, I have clients all the time, I speak to them on the phone, on the webcam, and one-to-one, and I say, well, we're going to start, what do you really want? What do you want in life? What do you want out of your job? Have you got a clear idea in your mind of what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you want to improve? Because that's the base foundation to where we're going to go. And often people say, well, there's several things I want. There's so many things I want. And I say, well, pick one. And that's very important, to pick the one that you can hold in your mind, the biggest, the best, the one that you feel good about, and we pick that, and we're going to go for that one, first of all, so that the brain doesn't get confused. Then, we're going to make single steps along the way. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And to really do that, I want to share a quick story with you. When I was 21, my girlfriend and one of my best friends paid for one of the best presents that I've ever had in my life. They said to me, listen, tomorrow is your birthday and we are going to take you somewhere, and what you need to do is you need to just wear some comfortable clothes so that you can freely move around in. So I thought, fantastic, they've got me some kind of physical challenge that I'm going to have to, really try hard at. Brilliant. So I went to sleep that night really happy. I woke up the next day and we got into the car together and I didn't know where we were going, right? So we're driving and we're driving and driving. Eventually we get to this, we're in the sticks, we're in the country by this point, no one's around. And so I'm thinking, wow, what kind of a challenge could this be? Eventually we get to the airfield, and so obviously when we get to an airfield, I know that it's going to be one of two things. So in my mind at the time I'm thinking, right, it's either going to be a skydive or it's going to be a pilot lesson. I'm going to get to learn how to, fly a plane. So it turns out that I go into the airfield and I have to go in and I have to register, etc. And it turns out I'm going to be going to skydive from 14,000 feet. And this is like fantastic. This is now the adrenaline's rushing. I'm thinking, wow, what a great surprise. So I get in and I register and I'm signing these forms. And some of the forms that you have to sign, those of you who have done a skydive before will know this, that you have to say, by doing this you risk severe injury and even death. So I'm thinking at this point, goodness me, this is a real challenge. So I'm thinking, okay, let's go for it. Sign off the sheet, and I get off into the hangar and I start to kit up. And there's about 5 of us at this point kitting up, and there's a 6th person that hasn't yet turned up. So the 6th person is late. As we're going along, this lady comes across, and it turns out that she's the 6th person, and she's walking across the airfield like that. She comes to get in the hangar, and she gets her kit on, and we're being trained how to fall out of the plane. So, you know, into the positions, the correct positions, 3, 2, 1, etc. Tuck your legs up, and they train you how to get into the right positions. Now, at this point, the lady who's getting kitted up looks about 50 to 60 years old. Okay, so I'm thinking, right, great, there's a great mix of us here, you know, should be, I'm still at this point really, really high. So we're going into the plane, and as we're in the plane, I start to speak to the person next to me, which just so happens to be the lady. And I say to her, you know, how many times is this your first time? You know, are you nervous? And what she says is, no, this is my 6th jump. I've done this 6 times. So I said, oh wow, really? This is my first time. And you know, she goes, I can tell I can tell you're very talkative. You're feeling nervous. And I said, absolutely, I'm feeling nervous. So we're in this plane and we're flying up there, 4,000 feet, 5,000 feet, 6,000 feet. And I say to her, you know, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Guess. So I say, okay, fine, I'm going to guess. And by this point, I'm going to think, right, I'm going to lower the age, right? So I'm going to bring it right down. So I say 50. I think she's about 50, 60, secretly. I say 50. And she says, no, not 50. So she says, guess again. So I say, okay, 55. She says, no. So I get to the point where I think I'm about right now, and I say, well, 60. She says, no. I say, okay, well, 65. No. 70. No. 75. No, I give up. I'm not going to guess anymore. I'm completely past the point that I was, you know, had your accurate age in my mind. It's not that. Please tell me. She says that I'm 83 years of age. And bearing in mind, she physically looked like she was 50, 55, 60 max. Now, she said to me that this is the 6th time that I've done this jump. I'm 83 years old, and when I was a little girl I had 3 wishes. 1 was to stand in the head of the Statue of Liberty. I'd done that on my 50th birthday. 2, to ring church bells. I did that on my 25th wedding anniversary. And 3, to jump out of an aeroplane. And I remember making these wishes when I was just a little girl, and remember thinking how amazing it would be if I got to do those things. Now, at that point when she was a little girl, she had no idea how she was going to achieve those things. And you know, an old proverb says that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I know some of you have heard that before, that I speak to, because I use it all the time. But it's so very true. She physically looked 55 to 60 years old. So she looked about 35 years younger than she actually was. And I began thinking that it was a classic example of how our thoughts that we have create the feelings that we experience, and thus physically cause us to look younger. She looked younger. She acted younger. She thought younger. Her aspiration was, I'm not sure how I'm going to achieve this. Oh, I only know that I am. And that gives us a great clue into people that achieve some things that are very, very special in their lives. Actually, the key is not knowing how you're going to get there. You just know that the thing that you want is in your mind. The lady who was jumping out of the aeroplane at 14,000 feet, when she made 3 wishes as a little girl, had no idea how she was going to achieve those things. She only knew that she would. So thank you so much to everybody who's tuning in and sending messages through on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and interacting via YouTube. Please, please, please keep those success stories coming. Keep sharing those positive vibes, because that energy is what we're trying to create here. That's my main ambition. It's not about me. It's all about you and the success that you achieve and the energy that we create together to move forward in our lives.